Some folks would argue that for a true fisherman, the fishing season is never over.
Come on back.
Jim Maurice is one of those anglers. Jim is the owner of Fly South, a fly shop and guide service in Nashville. Today we're shaking off our cabin fever and going skipjack fishing on Old Hickory Lake.
There we go.
The skipjack, or hickory shad, isn't a food fish. It's fish food for trophy species such as striped bass and giant catfish.
Nice one.
Most anglers consider this fish as nothing more than bait, but when they grow to be as much as 2 pounds or more, the bend of that rod can put a smile on the face of any fisherman. While other anglers were there to catch bait, Jim and I just wanted to have some fun.
You're just out because you're jonesing the fish. Trout water is in full generation. You haven't been able to get on it, and you just want to get off the couch and feel something at the end of your rod. You can come out here and catch a bunch of these fish, brave the cold a little bit, but when it's fast action, it's worth coming out.
Jim knows that temperature affects fish just as it affects people. The colder it gets, the less activity you're going to see. That's why he's brought me to this spot, just below the Gallatin steam plant. Here, water heated in the process of producing electricity is discharged back into the lake, creating a current of warmer water that draws fish and birds to the area.
Here we go.
Attaboy, Ernie.
Using 7-weight fly rods, we compete with the wind and the cold. In these frigid conditions, it doesn't take long for the ice to form in the guides and on our lines.
Now, when the ice starts getting a little too thick on the guides, like it is right here, one way to cure that is just to safely lean down, get your rod in the water, jiggle it just a little bit, and it de-ices the guides.
We're not having any luck in this spot, so it's time to move on.
Skipjack, the fish of 1,000 casts.
We know the fish are here, but our lack of success tells us to try a different fly.
But some days they're particular to color. And if they're here and you're not catching them, then you don't have the right color on.
Should I count it down first?
Yeah, I'd let it sink a little bit.
Attaining the proper depth in your presentation is also critical to locating fish.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
We're using sinking fly lines to help us accomplish this. A speedy retrieve is usually what's needed to coax a strike from these scrappy little fighters.
Even with wind chills down in the teens, once the skipjack fishing heats up, you forget about how cold it is.
Not bad.
You never know what might strike your line when you're fishing for one of the best baits in the lake. But for the true fisherman, just catching a fish is reason enough to be on the water. In this place of energy where steam and fish rise into a winter sky, we've found treasure while chasing what others might call trash. On a cold winter day, the lowly skipjack, with its leaping arcs of silver, can truly warm one's heart. I'm Ernie Paquette on Tennessee's Wild Side.